easing program and the expansion of long-term loans, as well as targeted small business loans amid the COVID-19 virus. In terms of the specifics, Danske Bank, in their note, expect temporary expansion to QE volumes to 30 to 40 billion euros per month. That's from the current 20 billion euros per month for at least 6 months, with continuing evaluation regarding the volume. Again, though, there's mixed expectations around this because Nomura, in a note, doubt the QE increase is sanctioned at this meeting. In terms of what other targeted measures we could see out of the ECB as it tries to combat this virus, Deutsche expects the introduction of a new targeted liquidity facility, a short-term LTRO aiming to boost SME lending in specific regional areas affected by the virus. They also say the ECB is set to stick to its already dovish guidance in its statement by reiterating the possibility of lower rates in the future. A possible second measure, cited by Nomura, they think the ECB could raise the borrowing limit under TLTRO 3. That allows each bank to borrow a max of 30% of its eligible loans. The ECB could also cut the cost of borrowing to encourage the take-up, which has until now been limited. Around about 100 billion euros in new loans have been taken out, but almost 180 billion worth of TLTRO 2 borrowing has been paid back in early voluntary repayments. However, it is worth noting that bids for the March TLTRO round would need to be placed by 18th March, a tight timeline, note Nomura.
Sounds bad.
Just another key reminder as well, yesterday we saw Reuters sources noting the ECB's supervision arm is expected to join the ECB and release a statement of its own after the ECB policy announcement outlining how it will support the financial sector and ultimately borrowers during the COVID-19 crisis. The sources did note that one way for the ECB to help could be to take a more flexible approach in loan forbearance, giving room for banks to modify the terms of credit to firms hit by the epidemic. The ECB could also call on countries that have enacted counter-cyclical buffers on lenders to release them, so we also look forward to that statement as well. ECB to let banks run lower capital ratios due to the coronavirus, we hear. That's the European Central Bank, is to let banks run lower capital ratios due to this coronavirus. In other news, the end of March trade summit between China and the EU is set to be postponed due to the virus, according to 4 Reuters sources.
Maybe some good moves at Euro Yen. Nikkei go short Euro Yen up. What to expect in the ECB bank interests effect on market?
Alright, almost fire in the hole.
Yo, man, it's crazy, dude. I went to the store. You should have seen all the people.
So we're just under 3 minutes away from the European Central Bank rate decision. We'll go in and lead with the depot rate, given that's off focus. The market currently is fully pricing in a 10 basis points cut in the deposit rate, which will take us down to minus 0.6%. The refi rate is expected to be held unchanged, as is the MLF rate. As we said, there are some calls from analysts to increase the QE from 20 billion euros up to 40 billion euros per month, and also the ECB could respond with targeted finance measures such as tiltros for banks to lend to SMEs.
Man, there are whole sections of the store just completely blown out, man.
Yeah, I'm lucky because nobody gives a shit in Thailand.
Man, I couldn't believe it, man. There's never that many people there in the morning, man. There's usually 2 or 3 cars there. Shit, man. This freaking full-on panic going on out here.
All hail Trump.
Test, test.
Yeah, let's buy the VIX a little bit.
One minute to go to the rate decision. As we said, we'll lead with the depot rate.
I had no idea that was coming.
That's gonna shake the tree in a second. Well, in 37 seconds. There goes the spread.
Standard 10 seconds.
Actually, it's 5.
Still
Suspense.
waiting.
Dum dum dum. Dum dum dum.
Minus 0.5%, unchanged for the depot rate, refi rates flat. The ECB says in this context, the ECB will mandate Eurosystem committees to investigate collateral easing measures to ensure that counterparties continue to be able to make full use of funding support. The ECB announces an LTRO, says moreover, max total amount that counterparties will henceforth be entitled to borrow in Tiltro 3 operations is raised to 50% of their stock of eligible loans at 28th Feb 19th. ECB rates at present or lower levels until inflation goal is near. Says the ECB expects interest rates to remain at the present or lower levels until it has seen inflation outlook robustly converge to a level sufficiently close to but below 2% within its projection horizon, and such convergence has been consistently. ECB boosts QE liquidity tools but keeps interest rates on hold, we hear. So a temporary envelope of an additional net asset purchase of 120 billion euros will be added until the end of the year, we hear, ensuring a strong contribution from the private sector purchase programs. In combination with the existing asset purchase program, the APP, this will support favorable financing conditions for the real economy in times of heightened uncertainty. As we said, they also announced the LTRO, but they keep the depot rate unchanged at minus 5%. ECB to publish further details on the precise terms of these operations at 3:30 p.m. local time. And as we said, this additional buying is to focus on private sector buying. ECB says the tiltro rate can be spot 25 bips below the DFR, increases APP, as we said, by 120 billion euro by year end. ECB is saying these tiltro 3 measures will be supporting SME lending, and they'll have more favorable terms between June 2020 to June 2021.
Deleting targets.
Well, that wasn't fun.
Not even a little bit.
ECB saying the borrowing rate depends on the level of lending by banks, but just to repeat then, the tiltro 3 rate is 25 bips below the average main refinancing rate, and the ECB adds that 120 billion euros in net assets purchases are to take place through the end of 2020.
What will happen with gold? Please tell.
Also hearing the ECB provides temporary capital relief to banks. ECB also saying banks can fully use their capital and liquidity buffers, including Pillar 2 guidance.
Hedge all.
More from the ECB, TLTRO 3 borrowing can be up to 50% of eligible loans. Also saying it's to consider operational flexibility in the implementation of bank-specific supervisory measures. ECB is to consider operational flexibility at individual banks and provides
What should
temporary
I do with
capital
gold? Tell
operational
me,
relief
please.
to those banks.
LOL.
That separate note from the ECB's banking supervision providing that temporary capital operational relief in reaction
Closing
to the
bot.
coronavirus has got the full details on all the measures being introduced.
So? Anybody can help me? Noon here will tell you what to do or not to do.
Well, that's pretty hard to do, as nobody knows what you are doing or what you have done already.
You bought it. Bro, go all in, and it's gone. I bought it.
Well, where's your stop loss?
Say goodbye to your money.
It either reverses now, or it won't at all. So right now is actually the place to buy. But I would not let it go any much cheaper than 1604 maybe. At least the VIX made me some money.
Both the US effective federal funds rate and the overnight bank funding rates unchanged at 1.09%. New York Fed accepts $103.10 billion off the $103.1 billion in bids at the overnight repo operation. We're just under 30 minutes to the US cash equity open. A reminder, E-minis remain in their limit down 5% circuit breaker. That's the March contract at 26.01. To get some kind of idea of the opening range, the SPY, the ETF tracking S&P 500, trades down about 6.6% pre-market. 256.27 is about 25.62 potentially on the opening.
Yeah, I'm gonna get off. Talk to you guys tomorrow with proper trading.
All right, man.